ಇರಲಿ ವೈಫೈ ಡಿಸ್ಕನೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೇನೆ. So I think we can start today's session. So in the last class, so what are the things we have discussed? We discussed mid trigger and we started with active filters, right? So guys, I asked you to come read it once again and solve that problem before coming today's class, before attending today's class, right? So I hope you people have done that one. At least some of you have done that one. So guys, any doubts in that topic? So did you face any difficulty in understanding that numericals? So whatever we discussed yesterday, that mathematical analysis. So if anyone is having any doubts, you people can ask. So else I'll be starting with the next topic. So let's continue with the topic active filters. Okay. So any doubts for anyone? So did you solve the problem and did you go through the mathematical analysis? So from the text whatever we have circulated in the WhatsApp. So guys, I hope I'm audible and you're listening to me. So if you respond, then only I'll come to know whether you're listening or not. Hello guys. Yeah, fine. So can you please revise again just AV? Okay. Yes, Prarthana. So this one, right? So what is our aim here? So we need to find out the gain. Okay. So what exactly gain is? So this mathematical analysis, I'm just repeating. Okay. See, always remember gain is nothing but output by input. Okay, so always gain is output divided by input. Okay, so this formula, it holds good for all the amplifiers. Okay, so whenever you have an amplifier, if you want to find out the gain, so what exactly is a gain? If this is the input signal, so what exactly amplifier? So it should be similar in both positive and negative side. So if this is your signal, input signal after amplification, so how exactly you will do? What do you mean by amplification? You're just increasing the amplitude of this one. Correct. So this is how your output signal looks after amplification. So you are strengthening the signal. Okay. So what is the gain? So to find out the gain, what exactly you need to do? So you have to divide output by in. It makes sense, right? Okay. So this is what gain is. Okay. So we will always calculate gain for any amplifier circuits. Okay, so here for filter, so this op amp is also an amplifier. You know that one, right? So here we are calculating the gain by using the same formula, output by input. Okay, So now to calculate this output and input, we are doing all these things. If you look at the circuit diagram here, so here whatever the input that you are applying, so this voltage, wait, let me just take up this diagram in the paint. If I take both the diagram as well as analysis side by side, you people will understand. Okay. Yeah, that and all we don't need. This much is sufficient. Ashama, Ashama, ಇದು ಕೊಟ್ಬಿಡಪ್ಪ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಬೇಡ ಆಗ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅಲ್ಲ ಇದು ಇವ್ರದ್ದು ಸಂತೋಷ್ ಸರ್ದು ಪಾಟೀಲ್ ಸರ್ದು ಅಂತ ಮ್ಯೂಟ್ ಮಾಡಿಲ್ಲ ಆಮೇಲೆ ಮಾತಾಡಿ. Yeah, so I think this much is sufficient for us, right, to discuss. So let me just revisit your chats once again. Sorry. Yeah, nothing else, right? Yeah. Okay, guys. So see, this is the circuit. How exactly the circuit works, all those things we have already discussed. Fine. Wait a minute. Okay, so here, see, the voltage, whatever that is going at this point is nothing but your input, correct? So everyone will agree that one, correct? No? So that is the input to your amplifier. Okay, so that is the frequency which you're giving it as a input, right? So to get that voltage, so what you need to do, so you need to calculate the voltage at this point. So you guys, you know it very well. So whatever the voltage or current, whatever in general that you're going to apply, so some amount of what some amount will go. So exactly you cannot achieve everything at the output side or at the input side, correct? Some loss in the energy will be there. Okay, so and this we have understood right from our high school. Okay, so it's not that it will be lost, but it will be converted into some other form. Correct. So here we need to calculate voltage at this point. Okay. So if you want to calculate the exact gain, because some laws might be there here because of the presence of this resistor. Correct. So here, yes, we wanted, even if you take low value here resistance, but some loss will be there because due to the presence of this resistor. So that's why we are finding out the voltage at this point VA. Okay, so that's why we are calculating the voltage at node A. This will be the input. Okay, so we are considering this as the input. So now you tell me, so voltage at this VA, how exactly you're going to get this win? So voltage at this point is nothing but V in, applied voltage V in, okay, so voltage division rule, into the capacitance offered in the other branch. Okay, so when you consider this one, this is the second branch, correct? Okay, so here what is the capacitance offered? So let's just take it as minus jxc. This is the impedance of the capacitor. It's a standard. Okay, so this you need to memorize. Okay, so minus jxc divided by, so since you have, so if you had resistor here, what you used to write, r1 plus r2 is what the usual notation that we are that we will use, right? So since here it is a capacitance and which is offering negative impedance. Okay, so negative capacitance, so that's why it will be r minus jxc. I hope I'm clear. So this is very similar to so far whatever we have discussed. So R2, whenever we have two resistors in the voltage division, so this is how we are going to write, right? So R2 into VI divided by R1 plus VI. Okay, so if you are understanding this one, well and good. So if not, this is the formula, you just remember. Okay, so next, this is the impedance of the capacitor. So now here XC in general we wrote. Okay, so here the capacitive reactance is 1 divided by 2 pi FC, and this we know it. Okay, so it's a standard formula. The capacitive reactance is given by 1 divided by 2 pi FC, where 2 is a constant, pi is a constant we know, and its value is 3.14. Frequency is the applied signal frequency, got it, and C is the actual value of the capacitor. Okay, so now this XC value is given by 1 divided by 2 pi FC. Okay, so now what we are doing, we are simplifying it. So let me substitute the value of XC in place in this formula VA. When I substitute the value of XC, what is the value of XC? 1 divided by 2 pi FC. So minus J, let me keep it as it is. Okay, in place of XC, let me substitute 1 divided by 2 pi FC. Okay, into Vm as it is. So here R minus J as it is. Here minus J XC, minus J as it is. And in place of XC, 1 divided by 2 pi FC. 2 pi FC. Okay, so next what you are doing, so you are simplifying it. Okay, so in the numerator what happens, in the numerator of the numerator is minus J divided by 2 pi FC. Okay, so in the denominator what happens, in the denominator you are taking the LCM, correct. So here what happens, this term becomes, when you take LCM, 2 pi f RC, correct. So 2 pi f, this R gets added, pi f RC minus J. Okay, so here in the denominator what happens, 2 pi FRC divided by 2 pi FC, correct, because this is what the LCM. So both the denominators, the new denominator of the numerator is also 2 pi FC, and the denominator of the denominator is also 2 pi FC, and you know that it gets cancelled. You can easily cancel those two terms. So which, after cancelling, this is what you are going to get. You will be left out with minus J in the numerator, and you will be left out with 2 pi FRC minus J in the denominator. Got it? Okay, so now what I'm doing, so I'm just doing all the circles to find out this gain. Okay, so what I'm doing, so this V in, what do you have in the numerator now? J into V in, correct. So this V in, you are keeping it in the numerator. Okay, so this minus J, whatever it is there in the numerator, so this numerator I can write it as a denominator of the denominator, correct. So simple math, fine. So that is what you're doing. So minus J, when you take it, what happens, so it will come here minus J. Okay, so here it will come minus J. So this minus and minus gets cancelled, and this J gets cancelled. So you will be left out with plus 1, correct. So this plus 1, I'm writing it first. So here what happens, here this minus, this J is minus, I'm writing it as 1 minus 2 pi FRC in the numerator, J in the denominator. Got it? Okay, so guys, this we know it very well. So minus of 1 by J, you can see here, if you have minus J, you can take the J as a denominator, which becomes plus. If you have minus of 1 by J, you can bring the J into the numerator, it becomes plus. Simple math, right? So don't tell me that you don't know this one and all. Okay, so if you don't know these things and all, it's not my problem. Okay, so if you're understanding it, well and good. Otherwise you have to go learn these things, simple math concepts, and come back. Fine. Okay, so next, according to this rule, so what you can do, V in the numerator, we are keeping it as it is. 1 we know, just now we understood how we got 1, and this minus of 1 by J, this J, I want to take it to the numerator, then automatically this minus becomes plus, correct. So 1 plus 2 pi J FRC. Am I clear, guys? Okay, so this is what VA is. Okay, so this is what VA I have calculated and I have kept ready. Fine. So now what is gain? So gain is output by input, and just now I told you the story here. So here V in is what we are considering it, the voltage at point VA. Why? Just now I have told you, correct? So gain is given by V out divided by VA, and just now we calculated this VA by doing all the circles, correct? And this is a standard formula for an inverting mode. voltage gain of a op-amp in the non-inverting mode is given by this formula. This is a standard formula. And if you see here, you don't have any specific thing. It's a generalized formula. V out could vary from signal circuit to circuit, correct? VA could vary from circuit to circuit, and that is what we have calculated just now, VA value. Correct. What is this RF? So guys, when you say non-inverting mode, in all the things we will be having one input resistor as well as feedback resistor. You can just go through all the circuits, whatever we will discuss, whatever we have discussed and whatever we will discuss. Okay. So if you observe all those circuits, we will have one feedback resistor as well as input resistor. Okay. So that's why this is a standard formula, 1 plus RF divided by R1. And don't worry how we got this and all. Just memorize that one. Okay. So this is what the voltage gain of a non-inverting mode op amp. Okay. So when you substitute, so V out I'm keeping it this side, VA I'm sending it to the other side. Fine. So when you send VA to the other side, what I'm doing, I'm just substituting. Let me take up that one. Okay. Yeah. So in place of VA, whatever we have calculated, I have substituted. Got it? Okay. So now, guys, this is becoming a bit, for me, it's becoming, or it is looking awkward for me to represent it. Okay. So this is what I'm going to think. Wait. So what I'm going to do, yeah, give me 1 second. I'll explain. Yeah. So you can see all three at a time here. Okay, let me take up the same page. Fine. Yeah, guys. Yes. So what did I tell you? So here V in, when you send to the other side. Okay, so this is what the formula you will have. Correct. So you are going to substitute VA value here. Okay, so 1 plus RF by R1, and you have just substituted here. Okay, so guys, this is looking very shabby for me. So what I want a very neat formula to represent, very standard formula. It should look very high-fi. Okay, so just to represent it nicely, just to present it nicely, what I'm doing, so I'm just taking out whatever it is there in the numerator, I'm replacing it as AF. Okay, so I'll come back to this one. Okay, so next what I have done in the denominator, 1 plus J F divided by FH. Got it? So what is AH now? AH is nothing but V in. You got it? Okay, so you are just presenting it in a neat fashion, correct? So that AF value won't go anywhere. It will be there only. Okay, so what will be AF? So because V in you have sent this side, so AF value will be equal. Hello? Anyone wants to share anything? Someone is trying to speak, or he's just Yashaswini. Ma'am, you want to say anything? Yashaswini, are you speaking?
Mistake, sorry.
Oh, it was by mistake. Okay, fine, madam. Okay. Okay, guys. Let me go back to the paint. Yeah. See, so just to represent for the gain, you see here. So what I did, this V in, I have just sent back to this one. So V naught by V in is what the gain we were searching, and we got this gain. Okay. So whatever that is left out in the numerator, let me represent it as AF. So what is this AF? Instead of writing this 1 plus RF divided by R1, so let me write it as a gain. AF. So here you can write a where, after writing this formula, where AF is equal to 1 plus RF divided by R1. Okay. So next, similarly, what is the value of this F? F is nothing but the operating frequency. Okay. So here, this what exactly this FH? FH is nothing but 1 divided by 2 pi RC. Got it? So 1 divided by 2 pi RC. This F is here only. H is nothing but 1 divided by 2 pi RC. That's all. Okay. So this is how we got this gain formula. Okay. So next what we are doing, so it's a complex number, right? So 1 plus AI, or a plus ib, it's in the form of like that, correct? So now if I want to remove this one, so this is also by math concept, we know it, we need to take the square root of this one. Okay, so once you take the square root of this one, so here it becomes the here you need to take the what, you have to take the, not getting that. So here you should take that, after taking this ratio, you have to take that one. So that sign and all we will interchange. No, I'm not getting this word. So this we need to do. So in the LHS and in the RHS, you need to take the root. Okay. So once you take up this root, 1 plus, without changing, you can just write F divided by FH whole square. So once you write this one, so you can overcome this J. Okay. So this is how we are representing it. That's it. Okay, so if you write, if you solve till here, this is also perfectly fine. Okay, but you know all these things to remember, so it is not, they usually they won't represent like this. So just to represent it in a neat fashion, they have done all these things. That's it. Okay. So after writing this, to get the proper marks, you have to write this also. What is AF? AF is nothing but 1 plus RF divided by R1, and FH is equal to 1 divided by 2 pi RC. Okay, so you need to write that also. Fine. So I hope now I'm clear with that thing, right? Understood, Prarthana? Yeah, thank you, madam. But sorry that I forgot that. ಮ್ಯಾಮ್ ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಏನು ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ ಶಿಲ್ಪ ಮ್ಯಾಮ್? ಇದು ಹಿಂಗೆ ಹಾಕ್ತಿವಲ್ಲ, ಸೈನ್ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಆಗುತ್ತಲ್ಲ, ಮಾಡ್. ಓಕೆ, ಮಾಡ್ಯುಲಸ್, ಯಾ ಕಾವ್ಯ, ಐ ಫರ್ಗಾಟ್. ಓಕೆ, ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು. Yeah. Yes, madam. So now let's move to the second order low pass filter. So guys, all the derivations, why we don't go in depth like this is, so first thing is it takes a lot of time. After explaining that much also, some people won't understand. And the second thing is, I don't want to scare you people with this subject. Okay, so once we start digital, so it becomes very interesting for you, and that is actually required for your engineering branch. And some people will be having that mindset that electronics, why we want all those things. Okay, so some most of them, they will find it very very difficult, this thing. Okay, so that's why we don't want to scare you people with this model. That's why we don't go in depth the derivation of all the things. Okay, so one or two, let's go very slowly. Next we will just fasten. Okay, yes, most of you will be there who will be concentrating this module for scoring purpose. For such people, we are always here to help you. Okay, so and in the textbook, when it comes to this module, so you can see the textbook contents are very very vast. Okay, so that's why only for this module, so we prefer, so those who are scoring A plus, I don't know about your grades and all. So when it comes to 100, those who are scoring above 80, such people can refer textbook, and anywhere, anything, if you are not understanding it, you people can just come back to us. We are always there to clear your doubts. Okay, so for most of the people who are concentrating in between range and all, for such people, we would just recommend to read only notes for this module. Okay, so for the remaining modules, when it comes where you need to give more importance, definitely we will tell to refer the textbook. But when this module is concerned, I don't want to make it as a rocket science. Let it be very simple for you so that everyone can attend and they can score the maximum marks. Okay, so please refer only the contents, whatever it is there in the textbook notes. If you're understanding it, what is there in the textbook, well and good. If you want to understand, if you are having any doubts, yes, we are ready to help you. Okay, so that is the only reason why we are not giving too much of importance for the mathematical from now onwards. Okay, so anything that you want to know, definitely people can ask. Okay, so even though if we don't discuss it in class, we are ready to explain it to you individually. Fine. Okay, so with these things, let's move on to the next topic. So today's topic, we are done with the first order low pass filter. Okay, so now we will be seeing the second order low pass filter. Okay, so let me take up this in paint. Okay. Yeah, so that you can see all these three things at once. So that's very easy, nothing to worry here. So here it's a low pass filter. What are the points you need to remember? So now whatever I'm just explaining, if you write that much, it's more than enough, right? Okay, so what is that we are discussing? We are discussing low pass filter. Okay, so what this low pass filter should do? So low frequency it should allow, high frequency it should reject. Okay, so this is the low pass filter, and the next second word is second order low pass filter. Okay, so why it is called second order? See, because always the this filter what we are discussing, active filters, so that is formed with the help of RC pair. So what is this RC pair? Resistor as well as capacitor pair. Okay, so here we are using class. So here we are using two pairs. Okay, so if I have one pair of R and C, it means one resistor and one capacitor, then it is a first order. Okay, so that you can see here. In the first order, we had only, yeah, you can see here one R and one C is what we had. Okay, so now we are having two pairs. So here you is one pair and here is the second pair of RC. Okay, so that's why it is a second order. So what is the use of second order? Yesterday only I have explained you. So ideally this is how your filter should work. Okay, so the sharp should be there. Okay, sharp end should be there here, so it should allow till you get to the cutoff frequency. As soon as the cutoff frequency is there, it should reject. So this right angle you should get. Okay, but you won't get this right angle. So what you should get, so practically at least you should get like this. Okay, so slowly it should stop. Okay, but this is also not the case. So what will happen, so this smooth transition also we won't get, so it will be like this, rough. Okay, so with increase in order, with increase in RC pairs, so we can achieve this one. Okay, this smooth transition. So ideally how it should be, so theoretically this is what we talk, but practically at least we should get this one, but this also we don't get. This is how it will be, very rough it will be. So with the increase in the order, with the increase in the RC order, we will try to achieve that. Okay, so that's why we need second order filter. Fine. So next, how exactly this will work? So this also we have discussed. The same explanation holds good here also. See, at the lower frequencies, we know that the capacitance offered is inversely proportional to the frequency of the input signal. Okay, so at the low frequency, the capacitance offered is very, 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 very high. Okay, so this will not allow, it offers very high capacitance. Okay, so the input cannot come here because this capacitor is opposing that input. Okay, so here this capacitor is opposing that input, so whatever the VL, it goes to the input. So once it reaches the output, definitely it comes back at the output. Okay, so thereby it allows the lower frequency signal. So once the frequency increases, the input frequency increases, the capacitance offered, it goes on decreasing. And after the cutoff frequency, so what is this cutoff frequency? So when you choose that one, depending on that, you will choose this capacitor value. Okay, so when you achieve that cutoff frequency, the capacitance offered would have decreased. Okay, so that is what we call it as a design. Okay, depending on your frequency requirement, we will design the value, we will select the value of C and I. Okay, so the capacitance would have decreased. So what happens, so whatever the input that you are applying, so this acts as a short circuit and everything comes and it goes to the ground. So nothing reaches here. So even if some, in the first order, what happens, we have only one pair of C, correct? So even some voltage, if it succeeds to pass to the input, pass near the input of this op amp, but here in the second order, even if it passes this VA, so definitely it will go to the ground here. So thereby we will attain this one. That is the advantage of this second order. I hope I'm clear. Okay, so here this is the standard representation. Frequency is represented by this one in the second order filter. Okay, so what is this omega? Omega is nothing but 2 pi fh. Okay, so there also we saw, right? So 2 pi RC. So similarly, this is 2 pi FH. So here 1 divided by R2, R3, C2, C3. Okay, so normally what we take same values to these two R and same values to these two C's. It means that normally we will take R2 is equal to R3, C2 is equal to C3. So that is what we are going to take. Okay, when taking the design. So here, we are, in place of omega, we have just substituted 2 pi fh. Okay, so when you remove the square, so here it becomes the square root. Square root of 1 is nothing but 1. So that's why no need to represent it in the numerator, only in the denominator we are representing. But just by keeping fh here, this 2 pi, we are sending it this side. So this is what the value of fh. In the previous low pass, what was the value of fh? 1 divided by 2 pi rc. Just now we discussed, you remember? So here, what is the value of fh? 2 pi into root of, because we have two resistors, two capacitors, obviously R2, R3, C2, C3. Got it? So again, how do you represent? No derivation here. They have not given derivation. Direct writing the formula. Gain V naught by V in, output by input is equal to AF divided by 1 plus F divided by FH. So there, what was the square we had? Okay, so I can just show you here itself. So you people can easily remember. You can see here. We have under the root, we have F divided by FH. Under the root, 1 plus F divided by FH whole square. Okay, so here under the root, here 1 plus F divided by FH to the power of 4. This represents the second order. That's it. Why? Because we have 2R, 2C. So that gets squared. That's it. Got it? So you can just write this one and you can end this business. Fine. So that is what the second. So here, whatever we discussed, this design procedure we have here. So that also you people can write. Fine. Okay. So now, so guys, let me just pause here and let me ask any doubts, guys. You understood? Any doubts? Okay. So no doubts. Fine. So let's move with the next topic. The next one is high pass Butterworth filter. Okay, so I told you no need to worry about that name Butterworth. There are different types of filters. So in that, Butterworth filter is one type. That's it. Okay, so where the gain is maximum. Okay, so don't worry about that Butterworth. So the name is nice, so people can remember and you can write it. Okay. So no need to worry about that one. Fine. Yeah. This is the mathematical analysis. Let me take up this one. This is in continuation. See, so there I have missed that one. Maybe that's why you might have got, you might have, or that concept was not clear to you. So you need to write like this. So if I had given this, then you probably would have understood that mathematical representation. Only at the last, I think, Prarthana, you got confused. So it was my mistake that I have missed these two things, the representation. Fine. So let's start with this one. So guys, this is all what you need to memorize to write the answer for this question. That's it. Everything is there. The explanation, your own sentences. You need to memorize that. Okay. And here also you can, if you understand one, there is a similarity between that low pass and high pass, whatever we have seen. Okay. So if you memorize one mathematical derivation, mathematical analysis, then next one you people can write as it is. Okay. So here this is the circuit. Okay. So this is the R1 input resistor and this is the feedback resistor, and here you are applying the input, and again non-inverting, since input is being applied to non-inverting terminal. Here this high pass filter is called as lag type RC circuit. Okay, so we are going to construct filters with the help of this RC, correct? In the low pass filter, R comes first, and next you will get capacitor. That's why it is called as lead RC. R is leading capacitor, lead RC. Here it is lag RC. So you can remember like that. Okay. So why it is lag RC? Resistor is lagging the capacitor. It means that capacitor comes first. Okay, so how exactly this will work? What should happen first of all? So high pass filter is a filter which should block low frequency signal and it should accept high frequency signal. Correct? Okay. So let's see how exactly that operation is performed here. What is capacitance offered by the capacitor at low frequency? Very high. Correct? So capacitance offered is very high. So whatever the input that you're trying to apply, so this will oppose, it will resist. No, you can't go. This is what this capacitor is going to tell by offering high, very, very, very high impedance. Now how it will offer? So that's how we will select the value. Okay. So depending on the value of C, it offers very high. It says to the input, no, you cannot cross me. So this input is blocked here. Got it? What happens next, as and when you go on increasing the input frequency, whenever the input frequency increases, so depending upon, first only while designing you would have selected FL. What is FL? FL is a cutoff frequency. Okay, so this is the lowest frequency this filter will reject. So once the input frequency crosses this FL, everything it will accept. Got it? So depending on this, so this the customer will give me this one cutoff frequency. It's a requirement. Got it? So depending on this FL, I will choose my C value. Choose the value of this capacitor. Okay, so as and when the input reaches this FL, so the capacitance offered by this capacitor would have decreased. Okay, so that's how I have designed my circuit. Are you getting this one? So what happens? So next, once the Vin crosses this FL, okay, so this capacitance offered, it decreases, this input passes, it allows, yes, you can proceed. This is what this capacitor will tell to the input, so that that input comes here at the a non-inverting terminal of this op amp. Once the input arrives this point, definitely it passes through the op amp and you have the output. So thereby you can tell that this circuit, it rejected the lower frequency signal, or you can tell, to be specific, this circuit, it rejected all the frequencies below this FL and it accepted all the frequencies above this FL. Am I clear? So now let's come back to the mathematical analysis of this one. So guys, any doubts here in the working? Let me just have a look at the chats. Okay, fine. I don't know if people are listening or not. No reply. Okay, let me continue. So if at all if you are having any doubts, you can interrupt. So once again, gain is nothing but V naught by V in. To calculate this V in, so we are calculating the VA voltage at this point, VA. So let's calculate voltage at this point. VA is equal to V in. You can see here. So there we took minus JC in the numerator, correct? Okay, in the low pass filter. But here V in into the resistance at the other branch. So that's why we have considered R in the numerator. Got it? So are you what is happening? So can you just find out the similarity between those two? So denominator R minus J into C. Okay. So next what we are doing here. So R we are keeping it in the numerator as it is. So this minus J, I'm dividing both these two terms by minus JC. Okay, so multiply and divide by minus JC in both numerator and denominator. Okay, so once you do that, when or in other words, you can take minus JC common. Once you take that, oh god, this pen, why is it happening like this? Okay, so once you will multiply and divide by minus JC in the numerator and denominator, what happens? So here minus JC in the numerator. Okay, so here minus JC goes to the denominator. Okay, so in minus JC it becomes plus, and numerator and denominator gets cancelled, and that's how why we have R minus JXC plus 1. So guys, I hope I'm clear with this one. So what is that step that we have skipped here? Multiply and divide. So we are doing it in the denominator. Okay. So multiply and divide by minus JXC in the denominator. Okay. So this is what the step that has been skipped in the textbook. Multiply and divide by minus JC in the denominator. Got it? So you can just mark there. You can just note down that one, so that it will be easy for you when you read for the examination. Okay, so once you do that, you can just simplify this one. Okay, so we know that capacitance XC is nothing but 1 divided by 2 pi FC. We are just substituting that one. Okay, so in this also just now we have discussed 1 divided by minus RC. So by doing all these circles, you can just see here. So in the numerator we have this 1 divided by minus JXC. Let me substitute 1 divided by 2 pi FC in place of XC. Okay, so in place of XC, let me substitute. So this minus J will go to the numerator. Okay, so 1 divided by minus J will go to the numerator. So by doing all these circles, so this equation will get converted to this equation. So what is happening here? So here one more J into 2 pi FC. Okay, so before doing that, so let's divide once again the numerator and denominator by minus JC. So here also multiply and divide both numerator and denominator by minus JAC. Okay, so once you do that, when minus JAC gets added to the gets added as a denominator of the numerator, whereas here in the denominator already we have this minus JAC. So this gets cancelled, correct? So thereby you will be left out with V in into minus R divided by JC in the numerator, and in the denominator the same thing you will get. So now you replace 1 minus 1 by JXC with this J into 2 pi FC. Okay, so minus 1 JXC gets replaced by J 2 pi FC and R of the numerator. Okay, so this gets replaced by plus this one. So that's why 1 plus this one. Okay, so this is the value of VA. Substitute it in the formula. So you will get AF is equal to F divided by FL. This is the extra term what that gets added to the high pass filter. Correct? F divided by FL. In the numerator, we just had AF in the low pass filter, but now we have this extra term. F divided by FL in the denominator 1 plus F divided by FL whole square, where FL is equal to 1 divided by 2 pi RC, AF is equal to 1 plus RF divided by R1. Okay, so guys, this is what the numerical of the high pass filter. Okay, so this is what you should memorize and you should write. Okay, so let's move on to the next one, second order high pass filter. So the same thing. Okay, so in the second order high pass filter, so you have two sets of RC. Okay, so here it is a lead C or lag R, lead C circuit or lag R circuit. So the capacitor leads the resistor. So two capacitors. So even if some frequency, if this capacitor allows here, this capacitor takes care of that one, and here it will be blocked, thereby completely blocking the low frequency signal. Okay, so coming to the gain, you can simply directly write like this: AF divided by under the root of 1 plus FL divided by F to the power of 4. Got it? Mm. You can see the design procedure here. Okay, so if at all, if they ask this in the formula, just substituting this and solving. That's it. So there's any doubts? Okay. So next, let's move to the band pass filter. Okay. So what exactly this band pass filter is? So in the last class itself, we have discussed. So band pass filter will have two frequencies, two cutoff frequency. So one is FL and one is FH. Okay, so all the frequencies between these two should be accepted. This is the pass band. Remaining frequencies should reject. Correct. So this is what a band pass filter is. How exactly you can form or implement a band pass filter? So band pass filter can be formed by connecting high pass filter and low pass filter in series. Okay, so first you need to take up the high pass filter, and then next you have to take up the low pass filter. So you have to add those two, or you have to connect those two in series, will give you the band pass filters. Now how exactly it works? So what you have, high pass filter you have first. Next, you have low pass filter in series. What is the job of this high pass filter? What exactly we want? Initially, it should reject. In between, it should accept. Higher frequency, it should reject. What this high pass filter will do? High pass filter will reject the low frequency. Yes, you're done with your job. What does this high pass filter, low pass filter will do? Low pass filter will do, it will reject high frequency signal. Yes, now it is doing. So we are selecting the values of R and C. You know, R and C are the main components here for the filters. You will select this values of this R and C depending on this FL and FH, such that somewhere in this intermediate frequency, somewhere for this frequencies in between this FL and FH, so this high pass filter will allow the high frequency signal. Those frequencies will be the high frequency signal for the high pass capacitor, and it will allow those frequencies will be the low pass frequencies for this low pass filter. Got it? So that intermediate frequencies which our filter should allow now, they are the high frequency signal for this high pass filter. They are the low frequency signals for this low pass filter. Are you getting this one? So thereby some intermediate frequencies will be allowed to pass through the of band. Okay, so this is how band pass filter works. Yes. So guys, no difficulty here. Already circuit we have understood first order high pass filter. Already we have understood first order low pass filter. So just write these two. Okay. So once you memorize, so instead of writing V in here for the low pass filter, what you're going to do, just connect it to the output of the high pass filter. Your circuit is ready. Got it? Okay. So now what is that you have to remember here and what is that you need to write here. So guys, for this one there is something called as quality factor which is represented by Q. Okay, so what is this quality factor? You can see here this quality factor is given by FC divided by bandwidth. What is this bandwidth? The range of frequencies that is allowed. Okay, so that is allowed to pass through my circuit is what bandwidth is. Okay, FH minus FL. Okay, so this depending on this quality factor, you can have a wide band pass filter or a narrow band pass filter. And what is this? So I'll just show you the wave or the representation frequency response of these two filters. You will understand. Okay, so you can see this is how the frequency response of a wide band filter will be. Okay, so let me take up this in paint. If you see both the things side by side, you will understand it. Control N, no, don't say control. Okay, so this is a wide band filter. This is how a wide band filter looks, and this is how a narrow band filter works. Okay, so in the name itself it is there. Okay, so what is this? It's a wide band. Okay, so it's a narrow band. Okay, so if the intermediate frequency, the allowed frequency is very small, only few number of frequencies if you want to allow, then you can go with this narrow band filter. Okay, so that design you can go. So if you want a very wide range of frequencies to be allowed, so then you can go with this one. Okay, so depending on the quality factor you can control this one. And what you have in the quality factor, so you just have the components RC. Okay, so guys, now are you understanding the importance of design? Okay, so now if you understand this one, your lab will be very easy. Why we should choose the value of R, why you should choose the value of C, the same thing. So because by calculating by the theory, by formula, if we calculate this when the values of the components, if we choose the values of the components, then the required output we can achieve it very easily. Okay, so this is what design is. Okay, so this quality factor is all dependent on this, the value of frequencies, and that in turn depends on R and C. Got it? Okay, so now let's see the circuit of this one. Okay, so here just you take these two, low pass filter and high pass filter. Let's see that becomes the circuit diagram for wide band pass filter. So guys, no derivation, this is the gain. You can just memorize and you can write. So you have the, see, you, this is for high pass filter, we have F divided by FL in the numerator, correct? Just including those two together, that's it. And what do you have in the denominator? This is for low pass filter and one term is for high pass filter. That's it. Okay. So FL, the term which the FL is the term for high pass filter, and this term, the term with FH is for low pass filter. That's it. Clubbing those two, you will get the gain for wide band pass filter. Okay. So the job of this one is done. Okay. Next. So let's come to this narrow band pass filter. Okay, so the circuit is a bit different here, right? So this, how exactly this narrow band filter works. You can see here. Okay, let me take up this in the paint. Yes. So guys, are you understanding this one? Any doubts for anyone? You people are not, yeah, no, yeah, someone has responded. No doubts. So, so how exactly this circuit will work as a band pass filter? So initially it should reject, high frequency it should reject, in between you have it should accept. Okay, so by using all these formula I have selected the values of RC and I have constructed the circuit. Okay, so now what happens, initially the capacitance offered by this capacitor is very high, correct? So what it will tell to the input, so it tells to the it says input, no, you can't go, you can't pass through me, so thereby rejecting the low frequency signal. Got it? So as and when the input frequency becomes higher, as and when the input frequency increases, so what happens, the capacitance offered by this, it reduces. Okay, so intermediate frequency allows, it allows the intermediate frequency to pass through. Okay, so and thereby you get the output. At high frequencies, what happens, at high frequency again the signal should be blocked, correct? So you should not get the output here. What happens at the high frequency signal, so you have designed such that, so there is this one, it doesn't, this capacitor, it doesn't offers any capacitance. Okay, so everything, it acts like a short circuit, everything passes through the op amp. Ma'am, if it passes through the op amp, then you will get it, you can fetch it at the output. No, what happens here, we are having one more capacitor, this capacitor controls. So what happens, the capacitance of this C2 will also be very 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 low. Okay, so what happens here, this acts as a short circuit, the entire output which came through this op amp, everything comes back here as a feedback. Okay, so thereby nothing will be available at this output terminal. Yeah, it comes out of this op amp. As soon as it comes out, it grabs. This capacitor grabs everything because it acts as a short circuit. The capacitance offered is very low, so it's something like that. So if you have a water, if you have a water bottle and two pipes are installed in it, one pipe is at very low distance and one pipe is at a bit height, then where the water will flow, obviously through the pipe where which is present at a lower level, right? Okay, so similarly the same concept here also, where the voltage will flow, where the output will go, the current will flow. So whatever, it will choose this path rather than choosing this path. Got it? So here we have the path, so everything will flow here and everything comes back as a feedback, and this loop continues. Simply it will be running here, thereby blocking the high frequency signal. Only the intermediate frequency signal will be allowed and you will have it at the output. So I hope I'm clear with the explanation. Any doubts for anyone? How this band pass, narrow band pass filter will work? And so these two, what these two frequency response are very important. You have to write for a wide band pass, so this is how you will get. Okay, and for narrow, this is how you will have. Okay, so this minus 3 dB will less will be there in this narrow band pass filter. Okay, so don't worry about all those things. So guys, any doubts for anyone? So if not, let's move on to the next one. The last type of filter is the band reject filter. Okay, so band reject filter, by the explanation, I think you people can easily guess now. So intermediate frequencies should be rejected. Lower frequency signal should be allowed and high frequency signal should be allowed. Intermediate you should reject. Okay, so how exactly you can design that? I mean, and here also the same thing holds good. You will have two types. I have a wide band reject filter and I have a narrow band reject filter. How the wide band reject filter will look? Okay, so guys, this is how the wide band reject filter looks. Ma'am, wide band itself is looking like a narrow band. Then how the narrow band could be? You can just imagine, right? It's a notch filter. See. Okay, so this is the narrow band filter. Deep notch is there. That's it. Only that much it will reject. This is the narrow band. Got it? So now let's see how to construct these two circuits. Okay. So this wideband reject filter can be constructed by summing the low pass filter and high pass filter. And what do you mean by summing here? So you know that op amp can be used as a summing amplifier. It can perform all the arithmetic operation. So this you have already discussed in your second semester. If you remember, well and good. If not, also just understand that you can perform all the mathematical operations like addition, subtraction, all those things. So when I say it is capable of performing mathematical operation, when you give 2 and 3, will it give you the result 5? Are you expecting those things? No. So we are talking about the analog, right? So what is that addition it is capable of performing? It is capable of performing the addition of two analog signals. This is what it should come into your mind. Okay. So addition doesn't mean here 2 plus 3 is equal to 5. What it means? It means the addition of two analog signals. Got it? Okay. So it is capable of performing the addition of two analog signal, this summing amplifier. So here op amp is used as a summer. Okay. So to perform addition of these two signals, we have used the summing amplifier. Okay, so here you have the low pass filter and here you have the high pass filter. So these two you are giving it as an input to the summing amplifier. This is the circuit. So this is exactly the low pass filter what we have studied. This is the high pass filter. So it is a lead type RC, it is a lead type CR. Okay, so lead type CR, lead capacitor circuit, it's a lead resistor circuit. Okay, so how exactly this will work? So low pass, low frequency signal, it should uh, reject. So low frequency signal, it should accept. Correct. So low frequency signal, you have applying the same VI to both these filters. Correct. So both low pass and high pass filters are feeded with the same input VI. Correct. So this VI in the high pass, when you apply a low frequency signal, so this capacitance offered is very large. So this route is blocked for the input, correct? So it cannot take up this route. So what it's going to do, but here this path is allowed. Okay, so this path is allowed, so input flows through this path and it reaches the op amp here and it comes out of the op amp output and it reaches this input and comes here and it is available at the output. Am I clear? What are we discussing? Low frequencies. So this circuit, this entire circuit allowed the low frequencies. Am I correct? Okay. So what happens with the high frequency signal? High frequency. So guys, whatever the high frequency and low frequency, whenever I take up this one, so it all depends on FL and FH. If those are two are the cutoff frequency, you have to decide that FL and FH first before designing this filter. Got it? Next, what are the high frequency signal? When I say it is greater than that of FH. When I say low frequency, it is less than that of FL. Okay, so now all the frequencies greater than FH. So what happens? So if it goes here, simply it will go to the ground. So but before it takes this path, here it finds this at a very low level. Okay, so what happens here, the capacitance offered is very low and this acts as a circuit when compared to this resistor. Okay, so what happens, so here all the input will take up this path and it will pass through this op amp available at VFH and it is available at the input of the summing amplifier. It passes through this one and available at the output. Thereby it allows all the high frequency signal. Frequencies greater than FH. Intermediate frequencies FL and FH. So the capacitance of these two will be set. The capacitor values chosen will be such that the capacitance offered to that intermediate frequencies will be low here. So it grabs and it doesn't reach this op amp. Here also it doesn't reach this op amp. Got it? So here this capacitor plays a very important role. So what happens? This also blocks and this also, this grabs and this blocks. Thereby the input will not reach the amplifier of the low pass filter. It reaches neither this one nor this one. Okay, so when it doesn't reach these two op amps, definitely these two doesn't have anything at the output and nothing will be there at the input of the summing amplifier. So thereby you won't having any output at this read out terminal. Got it? So this is how the wide band reject filter works. Okay, this is the frequency response. And coming to the narrow band reject filter, or this is also called as a notch filter. So guys, this is constructed by using twin T network. Okay, so let me take up this in the screen control V. Okay, so how exactly you can construct or implement a narrow band reject filter? Narrow band reject filter is constructed by using this twin T network. What is the meaning of twin? Two. 2T network is used. So where is the 2T network? You can see here, this is one T, this is one T. Is composed of two resistor in this path. This T is composed of this two capacitor and this path. Okay, what 2T network is. Okay, so now let's see how exactly this works. Okay, so here you don't have separate high pass filter and separate low pass filter. Okay, so this is one simple circuit. So at the low frequencies, what should happen? See, input. Okay, so here is the input of the op amp, right? So here is what you are actually applying your input. For this input to reach this, the input of the amplifier, you have different paths, correct? So it can take up this path, 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 correct? So there are many ways in which your applied Vin can reach the op amp. Correct. So now let's see what happens at the low frequencies. Low frequency signal, it should accept, right? So what happens at the low frequency? So the circuit will take up this path and it reaches the op amp. Once it reaches the op amp, definitely it is available at the output, thereby accepting the low frequency signal. What happens at the high frequency? The capacitance offered will be very low. The input will take this path. Got it? And it will be available at the output. So now it should reject intermediate frequencies, correct? So what happens at the intermediate frequency? So intermediate frequency, the capacitance offered will be by this one is very less. So what happens, that intermediate frequency should not reach this path, right? So thereby it will not select this path, it will select this path. This capacitor value is also adjusted to this one. Okay, so it will select this path, and before it takes this path, what happens? So here it drives and everything goes to the ground. So thereby it won't be available at this input. When you don't have anything at the input, so nothing will be left out at the output. Okay, so this is how it works. So guys, any doubts? So let me pause here for a second to take the attendance. Okay, so if you are having any doubts, you can ask.
Hello. Okay, guys. Attendance is already load ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ಬಿಡಿ. Okay, we'll take the attendance. Type your lessons and keep ready.
ನಮಗೂ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. ಅಡ್ವಾನ್ಸ್
Lesson 1, 2. Asta, you were absent for yesterday's lab. But when I called attendance, you didn't answer. USN 3. USN 3. Abhijit Kumar. This fellow always won't answer. Later he will come and sit present. USN 4. Yeah, 2 is present. 4, 5.
ಅಳ್ಬಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಇದ್ರಿಗೆ ಸಮಾಧಾನ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊ.
6, 7. Deepali, for 39, still so many numbers are there. Wait, USN 7. 7 is absent. 8, 9, 10, 11, 11, 12, 13, 12, 15, 16, 16. 16 is absent. 16 present. Okay. 18, 19,
ಅದಕ್ಕೆ
21, 22,
ಸಮಾಧಾನ ಮಾಡು.
23, 23, okay, 27, 27, okay, 28, 31, 32, 33,
ನೀನ್ ಅಮ್ಮನ ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಎಲ್ಲೋ ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಡ.
34, 35, 36,
ಮಾಡು.
37, 38, 39, 40, 40,